the son's inheritance is double the share of the daughter's inheritance. Why? Because Islamically, the sons have a financial obligation towards other members of the family, including his sister, if she is in need. But the daughters have no financial obligations towards anyone except themselves. The father, for example, inherits more than the mother because the father has more of a financial obligation to other members of the family, such as his wife and his other children, but the mother does not have any financial obligations. So now you can already start to understand that there is a fairness system that's taken into consideration. Just mentioning that depending on the financial obligation of a person, the inheritance is increased for them. Of course, this creates a problem for some people who don't fear Allah. They'll take the money, say a son is a cheapskate, is a con artist, could be a criminal, and takes the money and doesn't share the wealth. That is a different case, which has its own rules and laws in the Sharia. But in general, because, for example, when a lot of people they mention this, they say, how come Islam says that the girl, the daughter, gets half the share of her brother in inheritance? We say because in Islam, the son is obliged to spend that other half towards other members of the family. Whereas the wealth that the daughter got, she keeps it. She doesn't have to spend it on anybody ever in her life unless she wants to. So for example, we the men are responsible Islamically. We are obliged. I'm not talking about those who want to. We're talking about who Allah said you must, and you'll be sinful if you don't. We men are obliged to spend on our wife, on our children, on their home, on their shelter, on their clothing, on their food, on our children's education. If our father and mother are in need, it is the sons who must come forward before the sisters, financially, and so on. But for example, a girl in a family who wants to get married, she must have something called a wali, which is the male guardian that represents her. Who is this male guardian? In the first degree, it's her father. What does that mean? It means he is responsible for her protection and care and her affairs on her behalf, in her best interest, financially, physically, protection, dignity, and all the normal affairs of survival and life needs. So when that father, or if the father's not there, it's the grandfather. If it's not the grandfather, it's her brother. If it's not her brother, it is her son. If it's not her son, actually the son comes before the brother. If it is not that, it is her next cousin, like a nephew who's from her father's side. If it's not that, it's a cousin from her father's side. It's always a male member from the father's side who is responsible for the needs of the women of the family. So when that father comes and shakes hands and gives his daughter to that other man, to the husband, what's he doing? He is passing on that responsibility to the husband. His care is now gone to the husband's care, and it stays within that family, within the men. So for this reason, you can appreciate why the inheritance is like that. Because we are obliged. We have something called mahar, which means when you get married, you've got to give your wife a mahar, a dowry, and she chooses it. And within your affordability, of course, make it within the affordability and take it easy on the men. But you can see that she's not obliged to do that. If she wants to spend from her wealth, it's considered charity and goodness from her. But if she doesn't, she's not in sin. So as you can see, the inheritance is divided according also to the responsibilities and obligations financially.